By the way, guys, I'm having COVID right now. I'm getting better. I'm on my quarantine, and yeah, that's why I decided to make this video because I have extra hours, and why not make this video? But anyways, let's get started. It's me again, Alex, and again I'm back for another episode of my international student journey here in Canada. So for today's video is specifically for the aspiring international students. So I really wanted to share with you things that you should know before coming here to Canada as an international student. So without further ado, let's get started. By the way, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe here in my YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching and for supporting my YouTube channel. For those who reach out in my TikTok account as well as in my Instagram. And I've been receiving a lot of inquiries about the journey, about the process. And so I decided to make this video specifically for aspiring international students. And I hope this video could help you, so you would be informed with informations that it is important before deciding to become an international student. So first of all, let's talk about becoming an international student. You know what, guys? Becoming an international student is not the only option of coming here to Canada. You could come here to Canada as a working visa, a working permit, but of course, you have to have an employer that would provide you a job and, supporting papers, so you could apply for a working visa or a working permit. So I didn't took that pathway because honestly, it's kind of hard for me to look for an employer that would help outside in Canada. So there are specific jobs that they're hiring, and so far I wasn't qualified for that. But if you're qualified for that, then go for it. But for today's video, I will be sharing with you my journey, which is me as an international student. So now, coming here to Canada as an international student is one of the fastest yet expensive way of coming here to Canada. So I really want you to understand, I really wanted you to have an overview, for you to have a game plan, so you would fully understand about your journey, and so you would know about the decisions that you're gonna make when you decided to become an international student. So when I came here to Canada, my ultimate goal was to become a permanent resident of Canada. Why? I really wanted to settle here. I really wanted to live here. I wanted to work here. I wanted to pursue my career here as a registered nurse. And so at that time, I decided to come here as an international student. I was also confused. I was overwhelmed with the things that I have to do, the informations that I have to understand. It's a lot. It's confusing and it's overwhelming, and I don't blame you. And that's why I started making this video, and a lot of you has been able to relate, and that's why I keep making videos like this, because of you as well. Not all the international students wanted to settle here in Canada. Some would like to come here to Canada and to just study and go back to your home country and apply the education that you finished here to Canada, and that's it. I am from the Philippines, by the way, and Philippines will always be my home country, and I'm proud of it. But I'm coming here to Canada as an immigrant and, to start a new life. The benefits of becoming a permanent resident of Canada, the country itself, it's a beautiful and wonderful country. I love it here. So I really wanted to settle here, honestly. And so if you have the same purpose or the same goal as me, then the journey that I took and the experiences that I'm going to share you might also help you in becoming or deciding with your journey here in Canada. First is you have to know about your program. You want to make sure that the program that you're taking is part of the designated learning institution list. Why? Simply because after your program, you could be eligible for a postgraduate working permit. I will talk a little bit later about postgraduate working permit, but it's focused first about your program. So with whatever consultancy or agency is telling you that you could get this program in this school, there's like a few international students that are already here in Canada who reach out to me and ask me if my employer could help them to provide a closed working permit. But you know what, honestly guys, it's kind of hard. So that's why I want you to understand, and I want you to know that no matter what agency or consultancy is, trying to tell you to enroll with this program, you should know yourself that you should ask them as well, or you should research it by yourself that if it's part of the designated learning institution list. Honestly, I asked our H, and they said no. Our HR said that they could provide closed working permit after the postgraduate working permit, because I really wanted to help them as well. And so when they told me that the school and the program that they took is not eligible for postgraduate working permit because they didn't know, that makes me sad as well, because they spend thousands of dollars just to get here in Canada, and then at the end of the day they just found out that they're not eligible because they don't know about that. The ultimate goal at that time was to get here in Canada, to get their student visa approved. So they didn't think about it that your school or your program has to be in one of the designated learning institution list. And so with that, don't make the same mistakes, guys. Maybe consultancy or agency won't give you that enough information. Their ultimate goal is for you to get your student visa approved, and after that, they're done. They did their part. But for you as an international student, you should know that when you finish your program, that you should be eligible for a postgraduate working permit. And I'm not saying that all agency or consultancy are like that, but it's just sad that you have to go through with that. So second is, let's talk about part-time jobs. When you're studying here in Canada, while you're studying with your program, you're only allowed to work 20 hours per week. And so with that, honestly speaking, sometimes it's just enough for your daily needs, because there are a lot of expenses, your house rent, cell phone bills, and sometimes your transportations, you have to pay for that. So that 20 hours per week will sometimes just enough for you to get through with your daily expenses. So do not expect that when you're here in Canada and you're a student, send money way back home, because honestly, it's kind of hard. Don't work beyond the specific hours that was told. But you know what? There are gonna be like on semestral break, you can work full time. Yes, you can. But when you're studying, you want to make sure that you pass all your exams. You want to make sure that you're responsible for your study, because if you fail one of that subjects, then you're not going to be able to graduate. And if you're not able to graduate with your program, then you're not going to be able to get your postgraduate working permit. And so it's going to be hard. So you're going to have to pay for another thousands of dollars just to enroll for that specific subject. So be responsible, okay? Don't take your studies for granted, because that's one of the first steps, or that's one of the major steps for you to become a permanent resident of Canada. So third is postgraduate working permit. For you to be eligible for a postgraduate working permit, of course, your program should be, and your school should be, one of the designated learning institution lists. Second, you have to be able to pass all your subjects for you to be eligible for a postgraduate working permit. So with a postgraduate working permit, this permit will allow you to stay in Canada and to work full-time. So this is the best time that after you're studying, you can work full-time with this permit. When you have a one-year program, you could have a one-year postgraduate working permit. So when you have 2 years program, you can have 2 to 3 years of postgraduate working permit. Postgraduate working permit is so important, guys. Why? Because with this, you can be able to earn Canadian experience while working, and for you to be eligible for any permanent residency pathway. So in my case, way back 2019, I took one-year program, which is palliative care and nursing. And so when I applied for that, for PGWP, I know myself that I could be granted for a one-year postgraduate working permit. And so I got it. So it's kind of hard, because after that one-year postgraduate working permit, I could be sent back home. So I want to make sure that with my one-year postgraduate working permit, I could be able to acquire enough hours for me to qualify for a specific program that would allow me to become a permanent resident of Canada. So again, with my journey, I was an international student here in Canada, in Ontario, and then I moved from Ontario to Nova Scotia. I worked as a continuing care assistant. We applied for Atlantic Immigration Program. So that was the pathway, that was the program that made me become a permanent resident of Canada. So fourth, let's talk about permanent residency program. So this will be your key to become a permanent resident of Canada. So again, when you're on your postgraduate working permit, you want to make sure that the job that you're getting is helping you to earn that Canadian experience for you to qualify for a specific permanent residency program. So again, in my case, I was able to become a permanent resident of Canada through Atlantic Immigration Program. I made a different video about that, the qualifications, the experience that you need, could be eligible for that. And so check it out in my other videos, and that could be your key to become a permanent resident of Canada. Postgraduate working permit is so important, so you don't want to waste your time, and you have to have a game plan, because the postgraduate working permit is given once. So once you apply for it, that's it. Before, I thought that I'll take 1-year program and then I apply for postgraduate working permit, and after my 1-year postgraduate working permit will expire, I'm gonna apply for another program, and then I'm gonna apply for another postgraduate working permit. No, it's not like that. That's what I thought before. So it's just given once. So you want to make sure. So what I want you to understand is you have to expect that if you have 1-year program, then you could have 1-year postgraduate working permit. And so you have to have a game plan. What are you gonna do with your 1-year postgraduate working permit? You decided to take 2 years program, at least you're gonna have, just expect that you're gonna have 2 to 3 years of postgraduate working permit. You have enough time, okay, to comply and to earn Canadian experience. But don't waste your time. You should know that what are gonna be the possible permanent residency program that you could qualify for, that, you know, when you're on your postgraduate working permit, you could work for this specific job, so you can apply for this specific program, so you could have your permanent residency here in Canada. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye!